Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe, and I just wanted to talk about a film that I saw probably about a year or so ago, and I just picked it up recently on Blu-ray, and that's Hot Tub Time Machine 2. So I'm a big fan of the original Hot Tub Time Machine. I thought it was a great movie. I really enjoyed the camaraderie with the people, the dirty jokes, and sort of the throwback kind of feeling with the 80s stuff, because if you don't know what the movie is, they go into a hot tub, they go back in time, and now they're trying to get back to their present time, but when they go back in time they end up in the 80s, so they're in their bodies in the 80s and they're seeing people they knew from back then, and everyone has weird clothes and weird hair and out of style stuff. So it's a pretty funny movie. If you haven't seen it, I would definitely recommend it. It's probably one of my favorite comedy films. So I was really excited when I heard they were doing Hot Tub Time Machine 2. It came into theaters, it got bad reviews, the DVDs and Blu-rays came out, and Beth and I guess it had to be a year, I think it came out in 2015, so it takes maybe 6 months for it to go onto DVD or so, maybe a little less, depending on the movie. We went to a Redbox and we had a free rental. So I picked up Hot Tub Time Machine 2, we watched it, she didn't like it at all, and I liked it, but it was missing something, and I hadn't really watched it or thought of it since. So then I went back and watched it again recently and picked up the Blu-ray and stuff, really cheap at this point, and I kind of wanted to just talk a little bit about why I like the movie, but why it also doesn't live up to the original. So the main thing is the nerdy nephew, I can't think of his name, the black guy, and the asshole bald guy who's like a dickhead and always looking to have sex with everyone, they're all back. However, John Cusack isn't back, and he was supposed to do some kind of cameo in the movie, but they couldn't get him, or they couldn't work it out, or whatever, and he didn't. So he's not in the film at all, and he's not even in a cameo or small bit, so nothing. He was kind of the crux of the first movie. If you were to say who was the main person in the first film, it was John Cusack. He's a good actor. The other people are sort of like side actors. The angry dude always kind of is good as a background type of guy. The black guy's funny, but I don't think he can, Craig Robinson, I think his name is. He's funny, but I don't think he can hold a whole film. I don't think he's ever really been the main focus. And that young kid who's the nephew with the really round face with the glasses and the Beatles haircut, always looks very nerdy. He kind of bothers me in most films, though in this movie he doesn't as much, because I think he plays up to his character of what he looks like, so it doesn't his stereotype, so it doesn't really bother me that much. But he just looks very nerdy and really ugly to me all the time. So when I watch movies and he's in them, I'm just wow, this dude is so weird looking. Not that I'm a Brad Pitt or anything, but he's really strange looking. So that being said, John Cusack was really the cornerstone of the first film. The main thing of the first film was the story was funny, it was interesting, but there was this camaraderie with John Cusack, Craig Robinson, and the other two characters. In this film, since John Cusack isn't in it, they take someone else. I don't really want to ruin the movie for you. They take someone else who has a distant relationship to John Cusack, and they introduce him. And he's supposed to be the Cusack type character. It's, what's his name? Something Scott, Adam Scott, I think it is. He's pretty good, but again, not someone I would use as a main person. So now they're taking 4 people that are sort of side actors and throwing them into a film and saying, okay, go. And there's not as much cohesiveness with this film. The jokes are way more vulgar and stupid, but also more repetitive. They'll come up more often and they'll last longer. Where in the first film, it did have a couple maybe slight serious issues that they came out in a funny way, where they caught you off guard with a joke. This more is it's in your face, it's blatant, and we know it's coming, and then they keep saying it 3 times, and you're okay, I get it, move on. Is it a bad movie? No. I'd give it a 6. If I gave the first one an 8 or a 9, I'd say roughly, I'd give this one a 6. It's decent, but it might be better to have a couple of drinks with some buddies, watch the movie, and kick back. It's not something I'd say to watch with your family, or someone that doesn't like cursing, or movies with dirty shit in it. So overall, it's okay. It, like I said, it needed John Cusack. It needed that main actor. It needed the camaraderie, and it needed more of like a, I don't know. It's like they trail off in areas and then just start cursing and joking around, and there's just too much of that. It's just way too many things. So overall, it's decent. Check it out. But if you really love the first film, you may be disappointed with this film, though it is cool to just come back again and see these characters and sort of see their misadventures. So that's really about it. Thanks guys for watching. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.